Hello everyone, welcome back to the 2018 Granny Square Crochet Along. Today we are making this Oh Sunny Day square for our Chris. If you've been part of our Facebook group for a while, you will recognise the name Chris Crochet, Chris Cox. She's one of our moderators and one of our team who do the pattern testing and getting your files ready for you with the patterns. So it's her birthday and we're making her this beautiful sunny flower sunshine square. She loves bright colours, so I've made it in lots of bright colours today. There are 5 colours suggested in the pattern. I've just done 4. There's a different colour suggested for just doing an edge around here. So you just need your hook and yarn, and right at the end I'm going to show you how to do the invisible join, and I've literally just done that. I'm filming this at the end as usual, so just grab a needle and I'll show you how to do the invisible join. So let's stop waffling and have a look at how this square is made, and happy birthday Chris. Okay, so for round 1 you want to make a ring. You can either chain 4 and slip stitch into your first chain, or you could use the magic ring. And then when you've got your ring, you want to chain 1 and then do 6 single crochets into your ring. And if you're and then you want to slip stitch into your first single crochet to join those together. And then when you've done your 6 single crochets, fasten off that colour if you're changing. And then grab colour B. Okay, so colour B you can join into any stitch you like and chain 4, which counts as a treble crochet, or you could do a standing treble crochet. And then chain another one for a chain 1, and then you're going to do a treble crochet in the same stitch, so yarn over twice and do a treble crochet in that same stitch, and then you're going to chain 1 and do a treble crochet, chain 1, treble crochet in the next stitch. Treble crochet, chain 1, treble crochet, and you're going to repeat that all the way around. Treble crochet, chain 1, treble crochet in each stitch, and a treble crochet before the next stitch. And then when you come around to the end, don't forget your last chain 1, and then you're going to slip stitch to the 4th chain up, so it'll be the top of your chain 4, but don't forget you've got a chain 1 here as well, so slip stitch into your 4th chain. And there we go at the end of round 2. So I've fastened off my yellow and I've rejoined colour A, which is my green, and I've joined it into a chain 1 space. So if you're keeping the same colour, just do a slip stitch over into your chain 1 space. And then we are going to single crochet in this same space, and then chain 4, single crochet in the next chain space, chain 4, all the way around, single crochet into the next, and then chain 4. And when you come back around to the beginning, you're just going to do your last chain 4 and slip stitch to the first single crochet. Okay, so the end of round 3 looks a bit like this. Very pretty. So now for round 4, you're going to join your new colour in any chain 4 space. If you are staying with the same colour, then just slip stitch across into that chain space. And then we are going to make our first petal. So we're going to do, in this chain space, we're going to do a single crochet, chain 4, a two treble crochet cluster. So essentially it's like a treble crochet two together. So we do a partial treble crochet, leaving the last loop on the hook. So yarn over twice, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, pull through two, leave that last loop on the hook, and you will always have this first one that was on the hook anyway. So then yarn over twice for the second, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, pull through two, leaving that last loop on there, and then yarn over and pull through all three. And it just means you've made one stitch at the top there instead of two, but you've still got the length of like 2 stitches. So then you're going to chain 4 again and do a final single crochet in that same space. And that is your first petal. So we're going to go straight across to the next space, and we're going to do a single crochet, chain 4, treble crochet 2 together, so yarn over twice, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, leaving the last loop on there, yarn over twice, insert, pull through 2, pull through 2, 3 loops on the hook, pull through all 3, and then do a chain 4 and a single crochet. And there we go, we have 2 petals made. So now work around your circle and make 1 petal in each of these chain spaces, and you will have 12 petals at the end of this round. And when you've come to the end and done your last single crochet, you're going to slip stitch to your first single crochet. Now it will be slightly on its side because you've got this chain coming up from it, so just sort of look there and you can see your first single crochet there. Okay, so just do a slip stitch into there, and once again, if you're changing colour, fasten off. And there we go, looking good, looking good. So now we're going to put some edging on these petals for round 5. So grab colour D, your 4th colour if you're changing, and you're going to join it in the top of any 2 treble crochet clusters. So this stitch right in the middle of your petal, right at the top in the middle. Okay, so we're going to work on making our petals have a nice point. Okay, at the moment they're quite rounded, so we're going to try and work on giving them a point. So we are going to do a single crochet in this stitch, and then we're going to chain 3, and then we're going to do a slip stitch all into this stitch. And this just gives your stitch this sort of pointy, you can see that there, it gives it a bit of a point, which you'll see more when we work down the sides. So now we're going to work down the sides of this petal, and we're going to do a slip stitch in each of our 4 chains here. So you're going to go into your first chain, okay, so your first chain will be the one here right next to your stitch. So you're going to do a slip stitch, and then into the next chain, do a slip stitch. Now your choice if you want to go through under 2 bars or just 1 bar of your chain, but whichever you do, try and be fairly consistent so it looks the same all the way down. So we're just giving this a nice edge. That's 3 and 1 into the last one. There we go. Oops. If I can get it through, there we go. We've just put a nice edge on there now. Okay, then we're going to skip the single crochet here at the bottom and the single crochet of the next stitch, of the next petal, sorry. And we are going to okay, sorry guys, just getting myself a little bit confused. So we're going to skip the single crochet at the end of this petal and skip the first single crochet at the next petal, and then you're going to start working up into your chains and do 1 slip stitch in each chain up towards that top stitch. So depending on how loose you've made your chains, it could be a little bit tricky to get into these, but just persevere. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go, 4 slip stitches. And then in your top stitch, which is the top of your cluster, you are going to do again what we did on this one. You're going to do a single crochet. Let's find that stitch. Okay, so single crochet, chain 3, and a slip stitch. Try that again. So slip stitch in there. There we go, there's the top of that petal. So again, work down the side of this and do your 4 slip stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oops. Do that 4th one if I can get into it. It's gone a little small. There we go. Skip these 2 single crochets and then work up the next chain 4. And then in your top stitch you're going to do a single crochet, chain 3, and then a slip stitch, and do that all the way around every petal until you get back around to the beginning, and you're going to do a slip stitch into that first single crochet. And here is our gorgeous flower, sunshine. Beautiful. So I fastened off and I've got my colour A, my green back. If you're sticking with the same colour, you may find it easier to fasten off and then rejoin your colour, because we are going into a back loop. Now, if you look around, in between each petal at the back, you have a back loop of each slip stitch right there in between your petals. So from the right side, you want to go under there and join your colour. And then you may need to just fold your petals down a little bit as you work. You want to go back into that loop and do a single crochet. And then you're going to chain 3 and do a single crochet into the next back loop of the slip stitch. Chain 3 and move over to the next slip stitch loop at the back here. If you've done them a little bit tightly, just use a nail or use the hook the other way to get under there and do your single crochet. And you're going to do this all the way around. This is just making the foundation for our border. So do it all the way around, and when you get back to the beginning, you're going to do a slip stitch into that first single crochet. So this is how we look at the end of round 6. We have this kind of ring going on the back, ready to do the stitches for round 7, which is when we're going to start squaring it off and making some corners. So we're going to do our first corner in this single crochet. Now I've just had to undo almost the round because I made a mistake. We're going to do our corners are going to be into the single crochets, and yes, we just need to remember that. So chain 4, which counts as your first treble crochet, and then yarn over twice and do a treble crochet in that stitch, and then chain 3, and then do 2 more treble crochets into that same stitch, and that is how your corners will be formed. 2 treble crochet, chain 3, 2 treble crochet into a single crochet. There we go. So then into the next 3 spaces, we're going to do 3 double crochet into each, so 9 double crochet all together. 3, 3 in there, that's 6, and then 3 in the next, making 9 double crochet. Okay, and then this is where I made my mistake. I went into the next space, but you're going to go into the next stitch, so the single crochet, and in that stitch make your corner of 2 treble crochet, chain 3, and 2 treble crochet. And there we go. There's one side and the 2 corners done. So continue 3 double crochet in each of the next 3, so make 9, and then in that very next stitch do your corner, and when you come around to the beginning you will slip stitch into the top chain of the 4. So this is what it looks like now at the end of round 7 from the back of your work, and then if we flip it over, this is what we've got from the front. So you can't see a lot of that round, but it's there. So we are going to work on round 8, and obviously you're going to continue squaring this up now. The 5th colour is suggested here. It just gives a nice little highlight around here. I'm just going to stick with the same colour. I'm going to stick with my green. So if you're joining a new colour, then join in your chain 3 space. If you're sticking with the same colour, then do a slip stitch into that next stitch and slip stitch into the corner, and then you are in the correct place to start off. So we are going to, in our corner, we're going to chain 2, which will count as a half double crochet, and do another half double crochet, and then chain 2 and 2 half double crochet, and that's your corner. 2 half double crochet, chain 2, 2 half double crochet, and you will do that in each chain 3 space in the corners. Then you're going to work along and do 13 half double crochets. So you've got 3, 6, 9, 11, 13. So 1 in each stitch, and then your corner, 2 half double crochet, chain 2, 2 half double crochet. Nice and simple. Work along your half double crochets. And when you've finished all your half double crochets, just go into your top chain of 2 where you started and do your slip stitch And there we go. Looking good. So our last round, if your square is nearly to size, our last round is again half double crochets, and it's suggested to change back to your colour A, so you've just got that little highlight round, which obviously I didn't do, but you'll just have that little nice highlight round. So we've got another round of half double crochets for round 9. So it suggests that you're going to join your new colour into your chain 2 space. So just slip stitch across to that chain space. There we go. And in this chain space, you're going to do exactly as before. Chain 2 for your first half double crochet. Do another half double crochet. Chain 2 and 2 half double crochets. Oops. Let's grab some more yarn. There we go. So 1 and 2. So the corner is exactly as we did before. 2 half double crochet, chain 2 and 2 half double crochet. Then you're going to do 17 half double crochet along this time, because we've added 4 on the previous round. So 17 half double crochet, and then your corner all the way around and slip stitch in your first chain 2. And there we go. How gorgeous does this look? I love this. Now if your square still isn't quite up to size, that is the last kind of official round. If your square still isn't up to size, then by all means go ahead and do another round of half double crochet, or even single crochet, until your square is up to the size you need it to be, and just continue doing the same stitch in your corner spaces, or the same amount of stitches, and just work around until it's the right size. So I'm going to add another round to mine, and it will just, my petals just slightly overlapping, so it will just hopefully bring that all up to the size I need. So I'm just going to do another round and then I will show you my finished result. Okay, so here I am at the end of doing one more round of half double crochets, and I'm now exactly up to my 6 inches size as my squares normally are. So I haven't quite fastened off yet because I grabbed my needle. I'm just going to show you again. I think I showed you recently how to do the invisible join to save having a bump for your slip stitch, so I just thought I'd show you that today. So I finished my last half double crochet, and then you're literally just going to pull that yarn through and then thread your needle and go under the loops of your first stitch. Now I don't have an actual stitch, there's a chain there, so what I'm going to do is ignore that chain. By the way, if you just want to do the usual slip stitch, just go into your top chain and do your slip stitch and fasten off as normal, and that's absolutely fine. But to do this, because we've got a chain to start with rather than a stitch, I'm going to skip that and go to my second, my first actual stitch. And then I'm going to go under those 2 loops, pull through, and essentially you're making a fake stitch. So you're going to make one of these, you want these 2 bars, you're going to make these, make a fake stitch. So pull that through until you've got this little strand here. I think you can see that on camera, that little strand there. And then you're going to come back to this stitch that you just made here, that half double crochet, and then you want to go into the back loop, this one here. So skip this front and go into the back and down, pull that along and just adjust the size, and there is your new fake stitch. And then you just want to turn it over, and then just don't fasten this off right there or you will still see a bump. So just bring your yarn down a little way. This is how I like to do it anyway, just bring it down a little way and then make sure that's still okay. And then just about here I'm gonna do a knot to fasten that off securely. There we go, and then I will just weave that end in as normal. And then if we come back to here, where did I do that join? Can you see my join along here? Not really, it just looks like a row of stitches. Perfect. So there we go, there is our Oh Sunny Day square for our Chris for her birthday. So happy birthday, Chris. Hope you're having a great day, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have and you found it useful, helpful, then give us a thumbs up, click that like button, and subscribe if you haven't already. Remember to click that bell to get your notifications. And until next time, just keep hooking and don't let your tea get cold.